I don't know the logistics. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think it's going to happen. I think it should happen. And I do believe that McIntyre Fury, a couple of the UK's most successful sons in their field in a Battle of Britain, would really bring a lot of attention to it, put no eyeballs on the product.
So the book is called A Chosen Destiny, My Story. It is out now. Where can people go and find the book now?
Everywhere. It's crazy. Like, you just find everywhere. Like, I wish I had a list in front of me. Like,
just Google it, right? Just Google it, and it'll pop up.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like, I know, like, Walmart has an extra chapter in their version that we put in there, but you can find it at your Target, your Amazon, online at all major bookstores. It is just blowing me away, like, where you can get it, because like, buddies in the UK messaging me saying, every shop I go to has got your freaking book. I keep seeing it advertised online everywhere. And now in America, like, I've had people tell me today, it got released today, I'm seeing your book on the shelves. And I'm like, I can't wait to go out and just look and go, there it is. I got a book. It's on the
shelf. Just do an impromptu book signing, like right there in the store. I'm sure,
That's wild. Actually, this is a story I've not told in any interview. This just came back to me. I can't believe I've never told this story. The house I'm in right now, I don't know why this popped in my head. I remember when I was in the independent scene, and my wife and I were looking at buying our first house together. We were in our first apartment together at the time. I talked about in the book how I got fired 3 days after we moved into our first place together, a small apartment. And we're talking about our first house, and it's the house I'm in right now. And realistically, it may have been a bit out of our means, but I went in and I looked around it, and I loved the house, and I really loved the house. And there was a little table just outside the office here that I looked at, and I thought to myself, one day I'll pen my memoirs at that table right there. And I said that to her, and we were sitting down in the apartment, and she got a call from her friend who was a realtor and said, we have to know now if you want that house. And I was watching Sylvester Stallone documentary at the time, and he was telling his story and about, how adamant he was about not letting the Rocky script go without him playing the role of Rocky, and he stuck to his guns, and he believed in himself, and how much he truly believed in himself. And he had these visions in his head of where he saw himself, and I saw myself in this house. I saw myself one day doing my memoirs at that table, and I can't believe I've never told this story to right now. But yeah, that was crazy that now I do have the book right here, and I did a lot of it just right outside the office here, so it actually happened. So yeah, you visualize something enough, it happens, and I can't believe I forgot that till right now.
That's incredible story.
That's very cool, man. I'm so glad that you were able to do that. And again, the book is out literally everywhere, so make sure you go find it. I'm sure you guys can get your hands on a copy. Now, Drew, you obviously do have a big matchup as well coming up at WrestleMania Backlash.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yes, we will get to that though, because I do want to ask you about WrestleMania though. We spoke last year. You told me you wanted to be, one of those first guys out there when the fans were back, welcoming them back. And as it turned out, you were the first superstar to make an entrance for a match with that live audience, first one in over a year. Crowd gave you a hell of a reaction. It was booming in that stadium, in Raymond James Stadium, when you did the 3, 2, 1 countdown. Can you just describe how great that feeling was?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, obviously, through a lot of emotions, being the rain and not knowing if we're going to get rained out, and going out on the stage for the anthem, and kind of me hiding in the background because I didn't want to feel the crowd. If you see me there, I've got my head down basically the whole time. I don't want to look at the crowd. I don't want to feel the moment till my entrance. I'm the first one back as soon as we went to the cold open, and I'm waiting for that entrance, finding out we're getting the delay. I'm like, you're freaking kidding me. And we do the kind of impromptu promos and stuff, and finally I get word we're going ahead, the fans are there, and then I'm back in the moment. It was easy to keep myself in the moment. Myself and Lashley were so amped up, you could have sat us there for 5 hours, we'd have still been in the moment. Like, we're such insane competitors. We're ready to go, and it didn't really cross my mind until I was about to walk out. I was like, I wonder how they'll respond. It has been like a year and a half of solid Drew content in their face, and our fans, like, they're phenomenal, they're passionate, but they can move on to the next cool thing pretty quick. So Lashley was on fire at that point. I was like, I wonder how they're going to respond when I walk out. Never really thought about it until right now. When am I up? Or your music's about to play, like, in a second. Okay, cool. Like, Hogan and Titus went out quickly first to warm the crowd back up, and then that was the time where I was thinking about, I wonder how they'll respond. And like, either way, I was ready for it. I just want them to care, be loud, boo if you want, cheer if you want, just care, be invested. And when I walked out and heard the cheers and the response, it literally blew me away. There was no plan for me to do the 3, 2, 1 before I did the sword. That was just me walking out and feeling it and going, oh my goodness, like, let's just go with it. And it felt right, and they came with it, and I put the sword in. I was walking down the stage. You can see me almost close to tears, just seeing the fans for the first time and looking around, seeing real people in real life reacting so positively. That was my favorite like part of the match, and along with beating Brock for the title the year prior, my Mania moment, as far as I'm concerned, that first entrance.
One more quick question for me, and then Kevin, I swear I'll let you get in with a few of these.
Oh, we got one for you here in a minute.
When you put the sword in the stage, man, and the flames came out, you could feel that heat in the press box. What was it like for you right there down there on Ground Zero? How hot was that?
I mean, I assume it was hot. It's just adrenaline's just so high. Like, I feel it more, I guess, at TV, especially if I've got a promo segment or something. I'm kind of relaxed when I'm going out, unless it's something pretty intense. I can feel the heat more in like the Thunderdome than anywhere. But in Mania, you could probably have set me on fire, and I just kept walking for 5 seconds before I realized I was on fire. My adrenaline was so high.
Special moments, WrestleMania, larger than life, a stadium. You've brought up a different stadium scenario that you want, and you want it in a specific place, possibly with a specific person. He's called out your name. You've called out his. I'm talking about Tyson Fury. I'm talking about this dreamed, talked about match, not in the United States, but in the UK. Is this still a possibility? Is this still something you want? And how do you respond to Tyson? Because he's still got your name on his lips.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's been a year of building with myself and Fury, calling each other out. And, you know, he called out, you know, a few individuals the other day, myself and Joshua being a couple of them. And it's pretty cool, you know, that, like, he's got such a big audience from a different, you know, sporting world. It puts more eyes on WWE, more eyes on Drew McIntyre. And I have, like, a big vision. It's a dream of mine. I know I don't make the decisions, but the UK is such a, you know, big part of our fan base, such a passionate fan base. I'm obviously from there, the first British champion, and have not had a significant big WWE pay-per-view since SummerSlam 1992. We deserve one. The way things are today with the network and being on Peacock now, we can do them across the world. We've done them in multiple countries, including the big one we did in Australia. It is possible. Again, I don't know the logistics. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think it's going to happen. I think it should happen. And I do believe that McIntyre Fury, a couple of the UK's most successful sons, in their field in a Battle of Britain would really bring a lot of attention to it, put new eyeballs on the product. And just like Bad Bunny at Mania, I know he's willing to put in the effort. Obviously, he's wildly entertaining. That's why he's so successful aside his win-loss record, his personality, and we could really turn some heads with that match.
Big time. It would be very, very big time.
Year-long build. It's like Rock Cena, basically, at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to keep going until it happens. We're going to will it into existence. We're just be feuding for like 10 years.
You brought up Rocky earlier. This is going to be the real Thunder Lips Rocky 3 showdown. This is going to be the real the
Fury's here in the flesh, baby. The ultimate male versus the ultimate
way before we ever get to that, obviously we have WrestleMania Backlash coming up, a big triple threat matchup. You are going once again for the WWE Championship, and you know, Drew, over the last year plus, you've certainly, you know, proved yourself to be a main event player, and I have no doubt you're always going to be in the conversation for world title opportunities. But do you feel like WrestleMania Backlash, this might be your last shot at the WWE title for a while if you're not successful?
More than likely. I know it's a big match. You know, I was in there with Lashley. I've been in there a couple of times with him. Highly physical. I know what he's capable of, and he's operating at a different level right now. And that hurt lock, like, that's no joke. Like, that thing freaking hurts for real. Like, when I'm Mania, like, I was feeling that thing for a few days. Like, he's physical. That's the way I wrestle. It's the way like a Sheamus wrestles, and it's the way a Braun wrestles. You know, Braun and I went out there last week, had a match. We've not ever had a singles match that had time. I don't know what people's mindset was with us going into it, if they expected much of it. But I know after the fact, they were like, wow, that was a really good match. Like, kind of surprised here, which I was happy about, but at the same time took a bit of offense. I feel like I can have a match with anybody. And then you see like Lashley and Strowman last night, like having such a great match. And I'm really excited about the three of us getting together. I know we're going to put on a spectacle, doing things physically that no one else can do, because I'm the smallest guy in there, and I'm 6'5", 265. With these absolute giants, it's going to be a heck of a match. And if Drew McIntyre isn't able to pull off the big one, regain my title, maybe it's another moment like WrestleMania. We thought we were going to get my moment, and I got knocked down, and I have to adapt. I have to overcome. It's the theme of A Chosen Destiny. It's the theme of my life, that I am not Superman. I'm not made of steel. I'm not from a different planet. I think that's why people can relate to me, that, you know, I am going to get knocked down. I do get knocked down, but I'll always find a way to overcome and keep trying to overcome. And I think that's the thing that's going to keep me relatable. So I hope I pull off the big one, but if the worst was to happen, it's not going to deter me in any way. As long as I'm in a significant storyline, as long as I'm involved in the character, that's all I care about.
That's probably not going to happen very often, where there's going to be 3 guys in the ring and you're going to be the smallest dude. I would imagine.
That's shocking to hear. That is shocking to hear.
Those 2 men are absolute beasts. Like Lashley is just, we know, like, he's a different level performer when it comes to like his in-ring game and his MMA game. I've seen him in the gym. I've trained with him in the gym. He's a freaking nature. And then you've got Strowman, like legitimate former strongman. He's blows me away, like what he can do physically. Like, I remember the match we had last week. Like, I ran for the Claymore and he caught me and hit me with the power bomb. But it's not the first time I've ever done that. Like, generally when people do that, I'll come at them. They'll start from their knees and we'll kind of use the momentum, where I'll go up and down with them. He wasn't on the ground using momentum. He was up in a squat position. He caught me out the air. Then he stood up. Then he lifted me up. Then he power bombed me down. That man is just unbelievable when it comes to strength. So I got to pull out a few tricks in that match to really stand out and be the winner in the end.